There's this certain feeling that you get where it's like when I was young, I used to go to a winter camp with my church youth group for a weekend. And it was like this ecstatic experience in the middle. And when you get there, you still feel the school dramas and everything spilling in. But then you lose yourself in the experience. And then when it's time to come home, you realize, I can't take this home with me. And when I get to school, my friends are still going to be cursing and talking nasty and insulting me. And the spiritual experience does not continue into the real world as I was experiencing it. And a psychedelic experience can be like this. You are finally free from your heavy baggage, but then you come back and your bags are still sitting there. And so you have to figure out which of these bags am I going to throw away? And which ones am I going to unpack, and where am I going to put them? I'm not going to put them where I used to. And so sometimes the transformations we think that we're going to have, it's not that dramatic, but just like you said, just behavior or perspective, it makes the difference between pain and bliss is really perspective. And so to change your perspective can be to transform pain into bliss in your life experience.
That is so good. I love how you said that, just in terms of, yes, everything is just how we're framing it. Everything is how we're seeing something. Some person can see the exact same thing as us, and we can have completely different experiences of it. We know that as humans, we're seeing through a certain lens with all different areas and domains and facets of our lives. And sometimes, you're just putting on an entirely new set of glasses and you're like, what am I going to do now? I have a completely different set of glasses on now. Like, how does that work in the context of my life? And that's kind of part of the fun puzzle. And I think it's like a gift to be able to have a new perspective, even if it's confusing and you're wondering, now what? It's a gift, because a shift in perspective and having psychological flexibility is a huge part of well-being. Like, being able to shift and see and take perspectives easily and with excitement and curiosity is so important just for having a rich life, having a meaningful, rich life. And it can be, I think what you're speaking to is really important, which is that it can be really like confusing to come back with all those teachings and then just be in the same exact environment, which is part of the practice of integration, part of any spiritual practice really is, okay, now I have this new wisdom, or now I have this new way of being, or I have this new way that I want to be, but I'm still in my same environment. So how can I be that? And perhaps that will shift people's perspectives around me, or it will shift things around me just by being that and applying those teachings. But it can be tough, especially with certain environments that are very rigid or fixed in some way.
Absolutely.